It's a great pleasure and honor to welcome you to this launch of the African Women Clean Cooking Support Program. We decided to launch this program on the margins of the COP to show our own commitment to mitigation. We want to show that even though our emission levels are relatively low, we will also act and deliver. Perhaps there's no better way to call for others to equally act on their part. We also firmly believe there's no better place to engage in this conversation and to mobilize support for this cause. Clean cooking is about mitigation as it is about women's empowerment and welfare. Women and girls bear the brunt of lack of sustainable clean cooking solutions. The challenges range from the risk attached with searching for firewood, burning biomass fuels in confined spaces, and losing time to participate in other socioeconomic activities. The conversation on clean cooking solutions that will support a gender-responsive energy transition in Africa. The program sets forth a noble vision through its core objective of empowering women and girls through the adoption of clean cooking fuels and technologies across Africa. The program aims further to promote the benefits of clean cooking technologies and advocate for policy changes in Africa. In addition, when women and girls no longer spend hours gathering firewood or inhaling toxic fumes from open fires, they gain precious time to learn, to generate income, and to lead. I'm committed to champion this program along with fellow heads of state and government and all of our partners. I'm happy to note that our partners in clean cooking, the UNCDF, on the other hand, will leverage support from the private sector to reduce dependence on traditional biomass for cooking by establishing a commercial supply chain for clean cooking alternatives, including improved stoves and facilitating access to electricity in rural areas. I welcome you to share your insights and perspectives. Your insights will help to inform how we will work to realize this program.
I would like to thank you very much, my dear sister, Madam President, for your leadership in convening this around this critical issue of access to clean cooking for women. Relying on firewood and charcoal and other dirty fuels as kerosene causes high levels of indoor air pollution. Reliance on firewood and charcoal is leading to massive deforestation, as Madam President, you said, as land use shifts represent a major source of carbon emissions in Africa. And therefore, providing access to clean cooking is something we must do. We have no choice. It's clearly doable in Africa. Madam President, it will require $4 billion per year of investment. According to the International Energy Agency, it can be achieved by providing 250 million clean cooking equipment to women by 2030. Providing clean cooking solutions will lead to reduction of 1.5 gigatons of CO2 by 2030. And that is equivalent to all the emissions from aviation and shipping today. It is that we have this kind of a problem in Africa, and we are not solving it. That's because men are in charge. When women are in charge of it, we finally will solve it. Thank you, Madam President, because this will bring dignity. It will bring dignity. What we saw on that video screen was not dignifying. It will bring dignity to us in Africa, and we need to develop with dignity. Thank you very much for your leadership.
You know, the world is filled with vicious, multifaceted problems. Environment, climate, health, gender equality interlinked. But this is also an issue where we have actually identified easy solutions. We just need to get them out there. And that is why Norway has been supporting the Clean Cooking Alliance for a number of years. I want to finalize by expressing my huge appreciation of President Samia Suluhu Hassan's remarkable leadership. And may I be as bold as to say that it takes a woman and it takes women to truly raise and drive these gender-related issues. And I thank you, President.
South Africa has experience to share in terms of elaborating our own success story on achieving more than 80% access to, in inverted commas, it says clean cooking fuels and technologies in your country. I'd like to put the clean in inverted commas and just talk about the three journeys that we have traversed. Firstly, the initial journey was just to make sure that there's access to electricity. When the new democratic government came into office in 1994, President Mandela sought to ensure that there is access to those who did not have access. We only had about 50% or 52% access in the whole population. Part of our transition, a just transition as we call it, where we've got to engage fully with communities in the rural areas and communities in places where we've had coal-fired power stations that have to transit from emitting carbon emissions to power stations that are now based more on your renewable energy fuel sources. But as we do that, we want to maintain the access by women in our country, and that access in the end should speak to an area which Your Excellency, you have really focused on. The clean cooking, in our view, is an urgent development issue with significant benefits.
For joining me in this launching. And Excellencies and dear delegates, I wish to thank you, my dearest brothers, President Ramaphosa, President Adesina, presidents and CEOs of international organizations, UN agencies, private sector, civil service organizations, and all of you who are here with us in this room. Thank you very much for your insights, your comments, and your commitments. I thank you all for honoring our invitation and for your meaningful participation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to conclude by stating that your invaluable contribution will be the driving force behind this transformative journey. So thank you very much for your participation in this discussion. Thank you very much.